Imagine waking up in a sterile hospital room. Your vision is blurry, and a doctor approaches holding a syringe for a critical injection. You look closely, instantly rip the IV out of your arm, and refuse the shot. You just noticed his stethoscope is plugged directly into an MP3 player. You've spotted a fake doctor in exactly 3 seconds. This type of disguise works because a hospital is a high-stress environment. In these settings, the human mind often enters a state called a situational awareness vacuum. This diagram shows the mechanics of that vacuum. When we are faced with macro chaos, like an emergency room, those large, alarming inputs clog the filter. The brain fixates on the broad threat, causing tiny, mismatched details to bounce off the subconscious unnoticed. Surviving a high-stakes threat requires overriding this filter. We have to train the mind to categorize deceptions into 3 specific profiles. Consider a restricted hospital wing where hazardous materials are stored. 3 workers are presenting their credentials to a security guard to enter the zone. 2 of them are dressed properly for the hazard with heavy safety boots, but the 3rd person is standing there in casual sneakers. This is a contextual mismatch. The brain tends to grant authority based on a general uniform, like a lab coat or a badge, while ignoring details that are incompatible with the physical environment. You see this in the field when a fake paramedic arrives wearing high heels. The jacket says medical professional, but the footwear is physically incapable of performing the job. When we ignore these mismatches, imposters can walk through security protocols without saying a word. Verifying attire against the environment is the first line of defense. Now, imagine the power fails while you're in a hospital elevator. You're trapped in the dark with 2 other people as an emergency alarm rings. One passenger is visibly panicking, shouting and reacting to every sound. The 2nd person is sitting completely motionless in the corner with his eyes closed. Our triage instinct drives us toward noise. A massive sound wave representing the panicking passenger overshadows the tiny, fading heart rate icon. But panicking requires energy and breath. The quiet person is the true emergency, in immediate danger of respiratory failure. In high-stress triage, the loudest element is rarely the most lethal. Falling for this misdirection can lead you to ignore the person who actually needs your help to stay alive. Deception can also be unmasked by comparing a person's words to the physical world. Outside the hospital, a car has just smashed into the pharmacy window, and 2 suspects are blaming each other for the crash. You look down at the floor. The tire tracks left in the debris match the heavy truck one of the girls arrived in. Her spoken alibi is immediately invalidated by the forensic evidence under her feet. We see a similar gap in the hospital's VIP lounge. The manager is introducing a new, highly paid professional chef, claiming he is the best in the industry. But on the kitchen counter, his laptop is open to a search engine. He's looking up exactly how long to boil eggs. Physical evidence and digital behavior provide an objective baseline. When a person's actions contradict their claimed expertise, the narrative they are selling is an impostor. Catching a fraud requires this specific logic check. Observable actions and evidence must align with verbal claims. If they don't, you aren't looking at a professional, you're looking at a liar. Survival in a crisis depends on maintaining an internal stillness, even as the environment collapses. It is the ability to look past the panic and see the details that don't belong. By isolating those inconsistencies, we can identify the MP3 doctor, prioritize the unconscious patient, and expose a fraudulent chef. If you caught these details today, you're looking at the world through the lens of survival logic, the speed at which your brain parses reality when the pressure is on. Which of these scenarios was the most difficult for you to solve? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to continue this training, and share this video to see if your peers can spot a fake doctor in exactly 3 seconds.